So whatever they play, we should be able to remove it very nicely. Alright. I mean, the problem solved itself. Let's go for the Betrayal. Honestly, this is absolutely massive. A very nice hit for us. And of course, our opponent will keep playing creatures and trying to hit some faces. Talent. Alright, didn't expect this one. Let's go for black mana. We keep removal and we see what happens. So, I'm not sure exactly what it is. But, oh, it's Orzhov. So they probably have something like Sephiroth, I would guess. Not sure. They didn't level up because they don't have targets. And we actually managed to miss a land, which is not great. But I guess we have this, so we can pretend it's a land. Definitely missing land drops, you know, not great for us. But with this we can kinda fix it. Which, unfortunately, is a bit of a downside. But this creates any color, so we can still hex it. And you can see how freaking big of a difference this mana is. I'm surprised they had priority on this. Maybe they had 1 mana. Maybe they have Hex. That would make sense. So one of those cards might be Hex. Because then they hold priority. They can kill their own creature, of course. Right, so Surveil. Hopefully we get a little bit of breathing room before we fix our, you know, mana situation. And oh man. We can get one of the last cards, which is really tempting, honestly. We could also go for the Annex and start drawing cards and fixing situation. I will go for the Bloodletter, because theoretically we can also activate the core and hit them really hard. Beseech the Mirror is nice, but with double talent, honestly, they can outvalue us over time probably. So we want to close the game at some reasonable time. No way, man, this is such a fun matchmaking. I don't remember too many players using this card, so... well, what a coincidence. But it's kinda good for us. Let's go for black mana, of course. We could already go Annex and go crazy. And you know what? I think that's the play. But we swing first. We deal 8 damage already, man. That's so massive. And I honestly think we'll just go on Valgavoth's Lair. So if you see a question in the comments, as always, why the Lair is in the deck, well, now you know. Now you know. And this is massive because we finally solve our, you know, land issues probably by drawing so many cards. We still would miss on the next turn land drop, but now we have a chance to hit it. Liliana. Oh boy. Well, that's a play. That is... and see, we started to not miss the lands finally. We could Duress into Momentum Breaker, but they have a Planeswalker. So I think we'll just activate this guy. This is really powerful play because we kill Liliana, they don't get the token activation. Also... oh, we don't have Bloodletter, so it's only 6 damage. I thought that we have Leaf Out, but Bloodletter is dead, so of course it's a little bit different. And I mean, since the Annex dropped, bro, we are feeling mighty fine. Is that the token deck? I mean, it is, but a little bit different than we played. I didn't use Sanctifier. Okay, so tons of value for our opponent. The life gain kinda important, but we can do a lot here. Authority. I honestly don't mind it. Okay, this is actually really good for us. So we can get the last card. Alright guys, we need to win from here. We could Day of Black Sun for 3 mana only. That gives us a little bit of mana to play around. So let's do it. I think this is very worth it. We can play the land on black mana. We are still getting damage done. Is it... well, this guarantees the hit, so I think it's just better. Let's not risk it. Let's make sure that they have nothing. So Ashok and top deck is the only thing they have. Especially that this card can be... yeah, that was the Hex from the early game, man. I'm nearly sure of it. Alright, pretty scared. They can of course double trigger the talent. That's why we need to get into the kill right now. As you can see, they are getting tons and tons of value right now. This is what I mentioned. In the long game, they have the edge. Sanctifier. Hopefully they cannot life gain too much with it. Honestly, I will consider just exiling it. But I guess they only have one in the whole deck, so it shouldn't matter anymore. And this authority is also a little bit annoying. Okay, so they will life gain 2 potentially, because they can do it twice. Voice of Victim. Alright, I will take this overextension. You know, they are putting a ton of creatures, but the life gain is annoying because we want to finish them and they keep life gaining more than we deal. But finally we are fixing the land, so that will help a lot. I think we can go for the core into Deadly Cover-Up. That's nice. Oh, don't tell me the last card is this fairy. I think the Bitterbloom Bearer is the last card, and that's really bad for us. However, because we identified it, I will go for the exile effect. I'm not sure if that's the card, but it feels like this is the card. It could also be some removal, you know? But we'll just go for you know, the Bitterbloom, just to make sure they don't have this option. Let's go. Is it it? I knew it! I freaking knew it! Oh, that's so good. Oh, we made such a good call here. Okay, sure. Planeswalker, Lord Skeeter. Very similar version, but we didn't run the Sanctifier. Alright. So we kinda fixed it, man. But still, our opponent is doing a lot. And we cannot get them to this, you know, like 2-4 life where it's easier to go for the lethal. We have Sanctuary, we have a lot of removal. And Ashok finally out of loyalty, so they need to, you know, play the turn normally for once. Because of course it costs 2 loyalty to go for those nightmares. And then they draw 2 extra cards. Well, that's a bit painful. And very, very mean. Alright. Oh, okay, I wanted to ask, do you think they have removed... Well, we can just check. Let's see. Double land. So we need to get rid of Ashok. Then they are at mercy of top decks, and we can fully hope that they will whiff. Okay, let's swing. We have Vigilance. We could also go this, but I think getting rid of Ashok is so important. We can always attack on the next turn, probably. Alright, and we still deal damage on this turn. Yeah, there's no point in doing anything more. Alright, we keep nowhere to run, and we really hope that they cannot activate those talents with this draw. Right now they have nothing. This top deck is everything that can save them. If they whiff, you know what? It's actually incredible draw, but we have the counterplay. We are not going to combat phase. Not going to combat phase. Oh, they played the tap land. They don't know. Because if they played this planes, they could put the counter, get it to 4 toughness and protect it against nowhere to run, which actually would completely destroy our gameplay. But they didn't play around it. Okay. I mean, let's go for this one. It's also better with Beseech the Mirror. Man, this Vigilance really made a difference this game. I'm really happy, man. I think we are getting there. This should be very close to lethal already. Do we have a... Wait, we can go Bloodletter. We still have one more. Okay, Bloodletter wins. We bargain. We sacrifice nowhere to run. We get the last Bloodletter from the whole deck. And that's how we win. Man, I think we kinda earned this one. This was like a really cool game. I definitely remembered about this one. 6 damage and 4 damage. And that's how we win. We don't need to play more. Oh, it feels great, man. Not sure what the colors are. I really hope for some creatures, to be honest. So, do we go for Annex? I will go for this and test the waters. No counter spells. This could be a blue mana. And we also want to set up the demon anyway, right? So this is kinda nice. Also accelerates the mana for the next turns. Okay, our opponent actually did nothing. So that keeps me thinking, how about Duress in the face? It feels like some weird combo deck. Because they don't do anything, but they have a lot of colors. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. This is kinda interesting, so they can play this on the next turn already. They have the mana. So we will Annex on this turn. Let's go for the vision so they cannot combo anything crazy. I mean, now the game starts really quickly, man. At least we are dealing the damage already, so that's kind of massive. But we need to amp it up, because even with Bloodletter, we might be a little bit slow with the kills. We also probably don't want to hold too much mana, because we need to push for damage. They can go for this. This is already 3 damage, I believe, on this turn, because they get 2x. They crack 1. And I mean, guys, you know, hitting face is the future. Yep, here's the face. But I guess we can work with it, right? They need 2 turns before the next big drop. Land from the tip is really nice. Okay, how much mana do we have? Potentially 5. We probably really want to kill this and kill this. So I think we just go for the Lair. We go black mana. We go for nowhere to run. Just to make sure that this guy dies. And let's see what happens. At least we are dealing damage and life gaining. That helps a lot. We need a little bit more mana, more removal. We want to kill those big creatures when they enter immediately. Like, if they reanimate this, we can just kill it before it hits face with Shoot the Sheriff. So this card is actually really premium here. Nowhere to Run is not as good against, you know, the dinosaurs. They usually have pretty high stats. Let's go for this. I will still try to get rid of those creatures. Okay, they might bitter triumph, but what is the play? They don't run counter spells. Okay, so they're going for it. But they don't have enough mana. So we still kill the other creature. Honestly, I like this play for us. They should also probably wait until we target something. Now we got an extra creature. Okay, so this is massive, guys. We could just play Bloodletter and keep Shoot the Sheriff. I really like this play. I think this is the play that we need to make to win this game. 4 damage already. We will be safe for the next turn. And I think we will win this. Tyrant will be a little bit annoying, but they still need 2 mana, so I assume they can only get the 1 from the graveyard with reanimation. And they should have it if they went for this play. Yep. Yep. And this is why, guys, we went for this. We have everything planned, bro. Everything planned. Okay, I think this is enough to go for the lethal on this turn. This deals more damage, so let's go for it. With Bloodletter, Annex, that's how we... Bro, we finessed this one. It was a really nice kill, and 4 more from the Annex at the end step. I will take a risk and go for the Annex, because we are guaranteed to draw 1 card, and we need lands, we need more Annexes. With Beseech the Mirror we can probably find another one, even if this gets removed instantly, and if it won't, we Duress and make sure that the game goes our way. So let's see. Alright, this is very interesting. We definitely play the Sanctuary, we definitely go Duress and see what's exactly up. And this is some form of mirror form deck, so they want to probably copy those. I mean, we hit the main card, not much to think about here. And let's get the core going. This way we absolutely know that we'll start hitting them. And we probably need Bloodletter to speed up the lethal a little bit. Like, this deck is full of removal, so, you know, our first 3 demons will die. We'll only get 1 hit with them, like Sanctuary, of course. We probably want to sweep this before turn 6. Maybe we'll just kill it for... Yeah, I honestly think this is the play. Let's just make sure that they have nothing, and we have a lot of mana open, and we can push the damage. Alright. We can go Sanctuary already. Not a bad play, or go Demon. Huh. You know what? We can play the removal after attacking, so I will activate it. We swing. Let's see if they block. Honestly, I think they should, but maybe they want to keep the permanent in the board for the mirror form. So there is good chance they won't block, which is good for us. And then we can kill it anyway. Like, they have those Vipers, so they need permanents to sacrifice. Alright, good decision by our opponent. But that opens removal for the next turn. We don't care about graveyard so much, so For now we'll just keep the things going. Nice removal for anything that can drop. And let's see what the play is. Alright. Not super happy to see this one. But I think it was revealed, so maybe I should expect it. Do we play Nowhere to Run? Could be a nice bargain target. I know it's weird play, guys, but I think like we are doing a lot of cards with Annex, so if we can prepare for bargain and we don't want to use the core for bargaining, I think this is a good play. And we have tons of removal anyway. Alright, tap land. We need to push damage and demons. Okay, this is a nice one. Alright, I think we go for the big guy. We could also start hitting them with the core, but they have 2 mana, so there is a chance that this gets removed. And I think we cannot allow this to get removed. Even if they kill the demon, they tap, we get more cards, and you know, we keep going with Sanctuary on the next turn. I would love to see Duress. Alright, we are dealing some damage drawing cards. Oh man, this is the big card. Not sure how much mana we need to hit with something. Maybe we wait end step Sanctuary and then activate it and play this. That wouldn't be bad. Okay, another Overlord. We can actually solve both. Man, I think this might be the damage that we needed. Okay, we absolutely play the land. Can we play everything? Please? No, we will lack 1 mana. Oh, this would be so good, man. Okay, so that means we go Betrayal. We need to get the board clear here. I wonder why they have priority on 1 black mana. Is this full control? Because Breaker cannot be activated on single mana. They could have Hex, which is really bad for us. Honestly, I think Hex is like the worst card they could have, because they are killing this on the crucial turn. But I hope they don't. I hope it's just full control bluff. Well guys, it seems that we got an actual full rope, so this should be a good sign. I think we might have it. So we get rid of 1 of them. We will kill the second one. To be honest, I could just abuse the fact that the opponent roped. They cannot really block if I remember correctly, but of course we won't go for this play. We'll play normally. We will win by the fair rules, but I think we could just activate Sanctuary and swing face, or with the core, and they wouldn't be able to block, so they would be 3 less life. So I expect a full rope, and probably then we win the game. Yep, our opponent is highlighting cards, so they are here. They are playing. I'm not sure what was going on, but they seem to be in the game. Maybe that was disconnect or something, so I will give the benefit of the doubt. And that's good, so we can win fair and square. They tapped full. I mean, that's game. If they actually didn't play, it would give them bigger chance probably. So we just played this. I mean, Momentum Breaker. We have so many ways to win this game. We could also just Bloodletter and Annex them, but this one is easier. So let's swing, let's hit face, and of course Annex for the finish. If our opponent disconnected, well, they joined for the wrong moment. Oh boy, let's go guys. We will try to get into Day of Black Sun. I think we have a chance, and with the core we can ramp a little bit, maybe, you know, cheat the curve for, you know, 1 turn at least. And guys, by the way, I'm reading still comments on the Azorius control video, and I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying this deck list. Like, we have a lot of comments on a lot of decks, but this like, you know, personally made me a little bit happier, because I really tried with this deck to just make it the maximum, you know, competitive it can be, and I'm so happy to see all the comments that you are crushing it, guys. So let's see what our opponent is really doing. This definitely feels like Kona deck moment you see Station, and they are pretty passive, so that would kinda fit. I think we have to ramp, man. It's kind of funny because we have so many nowhere to runs, or nowhere to hide, whatever. No, nowhere to run. For some reason I always mix those two. And we actually couldn't hit it. Because then we could just keep it for Kona and just kill it, you know? A smuggler's surprise. Well, that definitely surprised me a little bit. So they took the caverns. Interesting they play this and get lost. Avatar. Maybe we're against something else than I expected. I think we still will play the Aclazotz, which means we can play the Tapland on this turn and prepare for some future bear gains. Bloodletter alone is, not hitting super hard, but with those cores you can always activate them, and that's literally 12 damage, out of nowhere. Alright, I'll take it. We get the map tokens. Maybe we can put the, some counters on some creature in the future. But let's see. We definitely would love to see our bear gains and Annex. We are kind of missing card, man. We have like 7 key cards. Like even with 4, you should draw them very quickly, but with 7, like the chance is like close to like 90-something%, I think, in like top 15 cards. All right. At least we have some ramp. Oh, they don't have anything in the graveyard yet. Okay, so they didn't get the value from this. Kinda nice. So we could hit with the core or play another core. I honestly think this is a good play. They are fully tapped, so we know this goes through. And we can even try to steal a little bit of value. Okay, that would be a dead draw. I'm really happy with this play. And of course, if they reanimate too much, we'll just go for Day of Black Sun. Hopefully it will be huge enough. So, down to 13. They will lifelink a little bit. But so far, so good. Definitely hard to play with Annex. That's why I mentioned this card so much, because that's like the key component. And it's so important that we actually put a second card just to tutor it. Because with 4 of you will miss sometimes, but with 7 you generally shouldn't. So we could already sweep if we want. It's not bad. We could also just get rid of Yuna. You know what? We can attack with... Okay, this should be good. So we activate this, we swing, and we see if they double block. If they do, then we interrupt one of them. If not, we get the full damage. Alright, and they get the ward on their turn, right? So we need to kill it now. Let's go! I mean, this is a start. We're dealing some damage, we got rid of the lifelink. We are still on our way of hitting any of the main cards, which is really going not great so far. Okay, Overlord. I mean, this is something. So let's go for Black Mana, Slasher. And honestly, let's just go for the core. I don't think they can kill us so quickly. Like, this will take a while. Wait, we can actually kill both of them. If we want. I think we just go for the map. I think it's more important. Man, those draws, like, we got so many extra turns because of those map tokens. I believe 2 to be strict. So I'm really happy with the plays. Sometimes those games really go messy and you really need to work to get into those good cards. Like, you need to kind of delay the game until you get to, the good stuff, the key cards, basically. And sometimes it's freaking painful with those... Schaffer, come on, bro. Like, don't be like that. We will go for this first, just to make sure that we can swing face. And honestly, we can try to kill them on the next turn. It's probably something we need. The damage will kinda get halved, because, the passive is a little bit weaker, but it's still worth it. So 6 damage, they will be at 3, I believe. And I mean, every single core then kills on the next turn. And Slasher also is rounded up, right? Yep, rounded up. Okay, so we have 3 different lethals, and just like this, we managed to steal... Man, we got mostly lands this game, but we still kinda did it. Alright guys, so I think we open with Duress. We should hit the Hex on the next turn nicely, unless we hit a 2-drop, so it should be okay. I mean, it has to be the Battlefront, man. It has to be Battlefront. This will be a tall order, but at least Slasher doesn't get hit really by any of those. They have a land with the bricks. This is a really painful turn, we literally did nothing. So those next cards will be very important. I'm happy that we got the Battlefront, because that would be such a rough situation for us. Let's go for the Slasher. Of course they get some life, but I mean the hit from this one always hurts. And now they will reveal one of those 3 cards probably, because this doesn't do anything. Okay, so you know what they probably have? They probably have the Soul Blade. So when we attack they kill it, but we still will go for it. Oh! No! Oh, that's bad. It's surprising that they didn't go for this then. Do we Beseech the Mirror? Yes. Yes, we do. Guys, don't forget you don't need to bargain it. You can literally just draw a card with it. And I mean, that's a decent tutor. Annex seems like a decent card. I could go Bloodletter for next turn win. Alright. I'll take it. Well, alright then, I will tell you the final score and how it went and how it feels and what I consider changing in this amazing, very exciting outro. Okay, so let's start with the results. It went kinda nice. We went 5 wins, 3 losses, so I'm really happy with this, and it seems that it was ranking up, and the core is actually such an amazing addition to this. With Annex, it just is permanent life drain every single turn, and a lot of decks cannot answer both artifacts and enchantments, or very often just not a single one of them, and you still retain this combo of Slasher, a Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and also Bloodletter is really nice with those. Like, if you can untap with this in the board, you activate all the cores, all the sanctuaries, you go absolutely crazy and you can deal like 15 damage very easy without even trying too hard. And of course, if they are left with like 2-4 life, you just play Annex, make Demon, then they dead. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I felt that might be changed. Honestly, I thought with those 7 cards I will always hit Annex, but maybe we should up Beseech the Mirror to 4. Hard to know what to cut exactly, maybe one of the sweepers, maybe one Slasher, or just removal, but it feels that it wasn't as consistent as it should with 7 key cards. And the second change I was considering is Duress, but this is a tricky one, because against control you need Duress to basically get rid of Get Lost, Counterspell. You need to set up this Annex before they recover and, you know, keep going. So those Duress are incredibly important. However, we have so many decks with literally just creatures, badgers, behemoths, whatever you want that hit your face and want to kill you on turn 4. And of course, all the Cavaro decks, they still rely on the creatures. So the Intimidation Tactic, I believe, that's the name, that is also 1 mana and discards a creature and has cycling. I think this could be a good replacement, but then your matchup against control gets even worse, and that's probably one of our weakest matchups. And against Cavaro you can consider adding, you know, usual 4 lanterns, because that's the best in like every deck against Cavaro. So those are the choices you can make. I went with this, so it went nice for me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing demons in new version, some action, and this synergy with core and Annex is kinda crazy. If you ever played Mono Black Annex, you know that keeping those demons in the board was always the key part of the game, and you were battling against your opponent who can force the demon against removal harder. Well, with this you just don't care, you just get the free stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you to all the patrons that decided to support the channel so we can keep making content, and really appreciate it, guys. As always, you know, like I repeat it every day, because every single day I actually do appreciate it a lot. And I hope you just had fun today watching the video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing, helps the channel. And yeah, that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow.